Then the blood supply of the ethmoidal air sinuses. The blood supply of the ethmoidal air sinuses is from the anterior and posterior ethmoidal branches of the ophthalmic artery. Then the lymphatic drainage. The anterior and medial air sinuses are drained into the submandibular lymph node, and the posterior air sinuses drains into the retropharyngeal lymph nodes. Then come to the maxillary air sinuses. The maxillary air sinuses is the largest air sinuses, and the maxillary air sinuses is situated in the body of the maxilla bone. The overall shape of the maxillary air sinus is pyramidal in shape. So there is a apex. The apex is formed by the zygomatic process of the maxilla bone, and there is a base. The base is formed by the nasal surface of the maxillary bone, and in the roof of this surface there present the opening for the maxillary air sinuses. So the apex, then the base. In the base, in the disarticulated skull, there present a large opening, and this opening is called the maxillary hiatus. The opening is reduced in size by the, from the above there present the uncinate process of the ethmoid bone. From the below there present the ethmoidal process of the inferior nasal concha. From the in front or anteriorly the descending process of the lacrimal bone, and from the posterior present the perpendicular plate of the palatine bone. Then the roof. The roof of the maxillary air sinus is formed by the orbital surface of the maxilla, which is traversed by the infraorbital vessels and nerve. Then the floor. The floor of the maxillary air sinuses is formed by the alveolar process of the maxilla, and in the floor there present bony projection. This bony projection is for the premolar and the molar teeth. Then the floor of the maxillary air sinuses is present 1.25 cm lower than the floor of the nasal cavity. So this is the floor of the maxillary air sinus, and this is the floor of the nasal cavity. The floor of the maxillary air sinuses is 1.25 cm lower than the floor of the nasal cavity. Okay, then the anterior wall of the maxillary air sinuses. The anterior wall of the maxillary air sinuses is near to the side of the cheek, and here present this surface is the infraorbital plexus of the vessels and nerves, and in the anterior surface there arises the muscle of the upper lip. There also in the anterior surface is related to the anterior superior alveolar vessels and nerves. So this structure are related to the anterior surface of the maxillary air sinuses. Then the posterior surface of the maxillary air sinuses. The posterior surface is pierced by the posterior superior alveolar vessels and nerves, and the posterior surface form the anterior boundary of the infratemporal fossa or the pterygopalatine fossa. Then the communication of the maxillary air sinuses. The maxillary air sinuses drains into the middle meatus through the floor of the hiatus semilunaris, and the opening is just below the bulla ethmoidalis. So this is the opening of the maxillary air sinuses. This is situated below the bulla ethmoidalis. In the maxillary air sinuses, the opening of the maxillary air sinuses is situated above than the floor. So there is the disadvantage of the natural drainage of the maxillary air sinus. Then the blood supply of the maxillary air sinuses. The blood supply is from the anterior, middle and the posterior superior alveolar vessels, and the nerve supply is through the anterior, middle and the posterior superior alveolar nerves. Then the lymphatic drainage. The lymphatic drainage of the maxillary air sinuses through the submandibular lymph node. The maxillary air sinus, also called the antrum of Highmore. So this is about the maxillary air sinuses. Then the another sinus is the sphenoidal air sinuses. The overall shape of the sphenoidal air sinuses is asymmetrical. And the sphenoidal air sinuses, they are paired, and the sphenoidal air sinus is situated in the body of the sphenoid bone. The sphenoid air sinus is situated behind and above the nasal cavity. Then the sphenoid air sinus is situated posteriorly up to the anterior margin of the foramen magnum, and anteriorly it encroaches on the roof of the orbit, and laterally the sphenoidal air sinuses is extend up to the pterygoid canal. Then the relation of the sphenoidal air sinuses. Superiorly, the sphenoidal air sinus is related to the optic chiasma and the hypophysis cerebri. And inferiorly, the sphenoidal air sinuses is related to the roof of the nasopharynx. And posteriorly, the sphenoidal air sinuses is related to the pons and medulla oblongata, which is separated by the venous plexus of the basilar venous plexus. And in the both side, each side, the sphenoidal air sinuses is related to the cavernous sinus and the internal carotid artery. Anteriorly, the sphenoidal air sinuses is related to the sphenoethmoidal air recess. This is the sphenoethmoidal recess. Then the communication. The sphenoidal sinus communicate with the sphenoethmoidal recess, then into the superior meatus of the nose. This is about the sphenoidal air sinuses. The blood supply of the sphenoidal sinuses. The blood supply is through the posterior ethmoidal vessels. The nerve is the posterior ethmoidal nerve, and sometimes the orbital branches of the pterygopalatine ganglion. Then the lymphatic drainage. The lymphatic drainage of the sphenoidal air sinuses through the retropharyngeal lymph node. Then there is secretion in the all sinuses. So the clinical importance of the sinuses are: if there is any blockage of the communication or drainage of the sinuses, then there is inflammation of the sinuses, and the inflammatory substance is accumulated in the sinuses. This condition is called the sinusitis. In case of maxillary air sinuses, the opening of the maxillary air sinuses is situated above than the floor. So there is the disadvantage of the natural drainage of the maxillary air sinuses. So the sinusitis is more common in case of the maxillary air sinuses. Also, the maxillary air sinus acts as the secondary reservoir of the frontal and ethmoidal air sinuses. So the pus and the inflammatory substance, the infected material are accumulated in the maxillary sinuses. As the floor is situated lower than the opening, so there also the lower drainage in the maxillary air sinuses. So the maxillary air sinusitis is examined by the radiological examination, then the trans-illumination test and the proof puncture. And as there blockage of the natural drainage of the maxillary air sinuses, so the drainage is occurred by the surgical method, and the surgical method is done by the the method is occurred or done through the lateral wall of the inferior meatus to the of the nose and the canine fossa. So this is about the ear sinuses. Thank you.